In today's datalog, the project would like to cover the variant of the standard Xenomorph XX121 that was bred for testing as a part of Glitter Edifice aboard the heavily classified Weyland-Yutani station of RB-232, nicknamed the Cold Forge. In the year 2180, and in the months and possibly years prior, the Cold Forge was conducting numerous experimental projects. Among the projects was Project Glitter Edifice. Glitter Edifice was run by a geneticist by the name of Dr. Blue Marsalis. Dr. Marsalis was tasked by the company with developing a way to control the highly aggressive and near-perfect alien species known as Xenomorph XX121. A species she gave a proper scientific designation, Plagiaris praepotens, and a nickname by the researchers, the Snatcher. The name of the Snatcher came from the observations made on how fast and swift the alien species was at collecting and dispatching its hosts and victims alike, being able to swoop in and snatch up. A Snatcher seemed the best name for the specimens for simplicity's sake. The station was delivered a collection of around 50 to 100 XX121 ovomorphs, which could be used to breed with a healthy and equal supply of chimpanzees to create these Snatcher creatures. The XX121s that birthed from these experiments were very similar to the drone Xenomorph that we have seen across the Middle Heavens, but with a few key differences, if not subtle ones. The Snatcher, due to the DNA reflex of P. praepotens, formed into slightly bulkier and more primal looking creatures than would have occurred with a Xenomorph spawned from a human. The Snatchers also had wider domed heads and appeared to favour a quadrupedal stance, assisted by their slightly longer forelimbs, whilst retaining the ability to stand on their forelegs when the situation saw fit. While not enough data was salvaged from the Cold Forge before its destruction, it is suggested that due to the slight increase in mass of these creatures, that they were more physically powerful and faster than the human-spawned XX121s, if not a bit less agile. But as I stated, not enough data was secured for us to tell for sure before the fall of the Cold Forge. The purpose of Project Glitter Edifice was to use these xenomorphs in research to discover a way to control them for potential military use. Dr. Blue Marsalis, though, had other plans. Her predetermined research focus from Weyland-Yutani was superseded by her own desire to cure a rare terminal disease that she was suffering from. Dr. Marsalis hoped to discover the genetic potential of the mutagenic bacterium form of P. praepotens implanted by a host by the facehugger. Dr. Marsalis hoped to harness this gene rewriting ability to create a cure for her own genetic disease. Marsalis did get awful close, however her adult Snatcher specimens would eventually escape their holdings in their kennels on the Cold Forge and help to lead to the RB-232 station's downfall. Since this point, another Snatcher like XX121 has yet to be recorded, simply due to how rare it would be for a Xenomorph XX121 to use chimps as hosts across the frontier, other than in the case of another research project using them as a host for breeding. Likewise, it is very unlikely the Snatcher Xenomorph will reappear unless the species found its way to Earth or used a similar species to a chimpanzee as a host. Before you close transmission, I want to show you the ACHERON Colonial Marketplace, the one-stop shop for all Project ACHERON's merchandise. All proceeds go to fund our future endeavours under the project. So if you want to support the project and look good doing it, pick up some ACHERON merch. But what other datalogs would you like to see? If you have any ideas or have any questions to be answered, please leave them in the comments, on the LV426 Discord, or on the LV223 subreddit. If you really want to support what we do here and gain a bunch of awesome rewards, consider joining as a Project ACHERON channel member, like Project Director Chris Dasinger, Company Representative TheSixxness, and team members Raunchy, Ambrosia, TheRyanSmee, and M56 Smart Gun. I hope to see and hear from you all again very soon. Project ACHERON, bringing the knowledge and the power directly to you.